So recently, we were blessed with the Breath of the Wild 2 trailer. Many were not expecting it, but due to the amount of creative ideas they had, they realized that DLC would not be enough. They'd have to put this entire thing into a new game, and I am so glad for that. Currently, I am trying to 100% Breath of the Wild. I'm scaling the map for as many things as I can find. 'Tis a stunning game, but what would I want from a sequel? What would you want from a sequel? So I've compiled a few things as to what I would like to see in Breath of the Wild Part 2, starting with Power Gauntlets. Now we see from the trailer that there is some type of hand, some type of, let's just say, magical hand that is seemingly holding Ganon in place. Now we see Link seemingly touch this hand, arm actually, and then the power seems to infuse with Link. So we can say this is one of two things. Either he then gets the power of the original person who had the power to seal Ganon, and he may be able to use it in the game, or this actually becomes part of the Power Gauntlets. Or we could say this is the beginning of the Power Gauntlets. Well, hopefully anyway. Because in playing Ocarina of Time, when you got the Power Gauntlets, you were then able to lift up large boulders and throw them. Now with the physics of Breath of the Wild, having that ability would be absolutely stunning. Also, I would like weapon forging or crafting, as in like the way you can find materials to cook to make certain meals that give you certain abilities. I think they should do the same thing with weapons. You find the pieces, then you can put together your own weapons, with certain abilities depending on what you find and put together. Also, I am not a fan of the Korok seeds. It's a good way to explore the game to try to find all the Koroks. But for me personally, I find the Koroks quite boring, or if we had a better use for finding the Koroks, a decent one. Also, something I think many people would actually like, and that is a playable Zelda. See, the game has been known as Legend of Zelda since 1987, yet the most playable versions of Zelda we've ever had are either in Smash Bros. Or Cadence of Hyrule. So now we may get a full open world with a playable Zelda. And I hope it's not just a, oh, Link is trapped and now Zelda has to save Link, and it's a reverse of the actual storyline, where now she is saving Link, but I would not like that myself. I would prefer to have both. Link being a more melee, physical type of character with swords and shields and arrows and whatnot, and Zelda with the magic. So this would be a stunning combination. You have the knight and then you have the mage, or the sorceress. You have Zelda basically, and all her powers. And also as well, I'm sure many would enjoy dressing Zelda in many ways. And the last main thing I want is, I want another game of this size, if not bigger. Some have this stupid narrative that Breath of the Wild, there's nothing to do in the game. Yes, there are great distances in the game, but that is part of the game. It's called Breath of the Wild. It's supposed to be a big open world, and I think it works beautifully. Yes, they can add more monsters, a larger variation of monsters. Indeed, but because they have worked so hard on building this engine, they can spend the time in adding extra content to this game. So yes, I am very much looking forward to Breath of the Wild 2. But what do you think? What would you like to see in a new Breath of the Wild? Do you want a playable Zelda? Would you want Power Gauntlets? Would you want proper weapon forging or crafting? Do you like the Koroks and the Korok seed collecting? Do you like that? And would you want another game of this size? Or would you prefer a smaller game? Oh yes, dungeons. Almost forgot, dungeons. Keep the shrines, I like the shrines, keep them. But also, give me at least 4, 5, 6, 8 dungeons, large dungeons for us to explore. Well, that is it. Thank you very much for listening. Hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for more gaming and Nintendo gaming news.